Hi friends, in this video we have to learn about user defined exception in Python. So what is the user defined exception? Here you can see a user defined exception in Python, that is a custom exception created by programmers to handle a specific error situation that are not covered by a Python built-in exception. In simple words, when Python's default errors are not enough, then we create our own error. So, what is the user defined exception? So, user defined exception is a custom exception. It is created by the programmers to handle the specific error and situation that are not covered by Python in built-in exceptions. So when Python defaults are not enough, then we create our own exception. So let's start. So why do we need user-defined exception? So built-in exception like a value error, type error, zero division error are a generic error, but sometimes we need to business logic errors. For example, suppose age must be 18 plus. So these types of exception is not built-in exception in Python. So we need to create our own exception message, our own exception. Just like a password must be 8 character, balance should be not below minimum limit. So these types of are business logic errors. So suppose you have entered suppose 70, so 18 plus is required. So this is one error. So we need to create this exception. That's why this is called a user exception, because these types of exception created by a programmer. For these cases, custom exceptions make code that is more reliable, more meaningful, and easier to debug. So how to create a user defined exception? So in Python, all exception must inherit from a exception class. Means exception is a parent class of the all exception. Just like you create a custom exception class, here you can see just use a class and age not valid error, and in bracket inherit the exception class and colon just pass, and here you can see the explanation. Age not valid error is custom exception name, right? And exception is a parent class of all exception, and pass is a no extra logic needed. So raise the exception. So it's just first create this exception and let's see. So this is the exception. Class is not error exception. So raise the exception. Suppose age equals to int, input enter your age. And if age is less than 18, so raise age not value error. Before that, we are raising built-in exception. Now you can see age not valid here means age not valid here. This is our custom exception, user defined exception. So we are raising this here, right? And we are giving message age must be above 18, and in else print you are eligible. If error is not occurred in this condition, then print message will be give output. Otherwise, this will handle to this age not valid error exception. So raise keyword is used to trigger the exception. Already we learned about raise keyword. Raise keyword is used to trigger the exception, means this run the exception. So let's create and see this example. So for that, just open your VS Code. So this is my VS Code, and in that I already created one folder like a user defined exception. So let's create one file in that, that is the user defined exception.py. So in that, just you have to create one class and give class name age not. You can create any type of exception. Just I'm creating, for example, age not valid exception. In bracket, you have to inherit the exception class, right? Just give colon and just use a pass keyword. Don't require extra logic here. So now we have created a custom exception class. Now write the code. So this is our code. This. So if age is less than 18, if age is less than 18, just simply raise age not valid error exception. First of all, we need to take input of age. This is age equals to int input enter age, and here raise which exception. This is a custom exception. We have to inherit or throw this exception. This raise is not valid exception. And in bracket you can write a message just like age must be 18 or above. Must be 18 or above. And else block, you can see else block print you are eligible if error is not occurred. Now run the program and check. So here I am entering, suppose our condition is age should be less than should not be less than 18. If less than 18, these types of age not valid error exception will be throw. So suppose I enter age 17. So you can see age not valid error exception. We have created this exception. That's this called as a user defined exception. So this exception is not a built-in exception. We have created. Run again and I will show. Suppose 19. So is, you can see you are eligible. Why? Because there is no exception. That's why this printing you are eligible. So by using this class keyword, you can create our custom exception, and by using a raise keyword, you can throw this exception. Now you you are understood very well how to create a custom exception and how to raise the exception, right? And another example you can see here, this is a try catch block, handle the exception optional what recommended. In try catch block also you can use the raise keyword and you can handle this user defined exception. This is the same exception, just you have to use the try catch. So just we will create another file. So suppose user defined exception with try catch block, right? Try catch block dot py. Just I'm copying this code directly and we will put inside that, or we just create as well. So just create a class, again class, you can see same example we are using age not valid error exception, because in that example we are using a try catch. So this is used for a built-in exception or you can use for a custom exception as well. Age not valid and we have to inherit this exception class, because without this inheriting you can't create the class, exception class, user defined exception. And you have to take input age equals to, we have to take this input in a try block, because now in this video we are using a try catch. Because normally we write the error code in a try block, right? That's why age equals to int input enter a age, right? And now we have to write this is condition, same condition. So if age is less than 18, then raise, always remember you have to use the raise keyword. Raise which type of exception? Age not valid. You can create any or number of types or many user defined exception. Age not valid exception, just time throwing raise age not valid exception, and you can give the message as well, age must be 18 or above. Age must be 18 or above. In else block we can see, so we can use else or except. Here we are using a except, because why we are using a try except block, right? Before that, just I'm printing you are eligible, because if error is not occurred, then we can print this you are eligible message. and except block. In except block we are throwing same exception. You can see age not valid error, right? Message and just print e, print exception, print custom exception is e, print custom exception, and you will see output of example just like enter your age 15 and custom exception age must be 18 or above. So just run and check. So you can see it asking enter age. Suppose I enter age, suppose 16. So you can see this custom message age must be 18 or above. So age must be 18 or above. This is a message and this is a custom exception because this throwing this exception. So custom exception when this will be print, if this error is not occur, then this will be print custom exception, right? This is a custom exception and this E is a message of this exception, that is the age must be 18 or above. Just run and check again. Suppose age is 19. So what it will print? You are eligible. So you can see you are eligible because there is no error in that condition. So directly with this will print you are eligible, right? So that's way we can create a user defined exception and handle our own exception in Python. So in real world example you can see just like a bank balance. Suppose you can create just like a class insufficient balance error and inherit exception class and pass just like a balance is equals to 5,000 suppose, and you are trying to withdraw the 7,000. So what will be the error? So error will be insufficient balance error. So you can create this types of custom exception and you can handle. You already seen I think many times, so you know how this balance withdraw insufficient balance. So we can create these types of a custom exception and just accept. You can throw this insufficient balance error. So that's why just key point to remember user defined exceptions are a custom exception error creating using a class keyword must inherit the exception class, raising using a raise keyword, handle using a try except block. So when to use a user defined exception? You can see this is the business rules are involved, right? In our logical code you can use this. Error meaning should be clear. We want a clean and professional code. So by using this way, just like you have to create just like a class is not valid exception and exception, inherit the exception and pass, and you are using some try or if else condition, you can just use a raise keyword and throw this exception. Just create the name whatever the exception may be occur in your business logic. Just create this exception name class and inherit this exception, and you can simply raise the exception. So that's way you can create your own exception, that's called as a custom exception as well. So thank you for watching this video.